Good afternoon, everyone. I think we should just give another 2 minutes. I know there are some folks who are in the line to be, joining the session. Let's just give 2 more minutes before we start our session. Okay, I think we should start our session now. I think we've got enough folks who are supposed to join have joined. Good afternoon, everyone. Once again, this is Suresh Kumar Mani. So happy to see so many folks in the webinar. Guys, let me first introduce myself. As I said, my full name is Suresh Kumar Mani. I'm a chartered accountant. I've also done my CPA from the Colorado State Board of Accountancy. I also have a diploma in IFRS from ACCA UK. And of course, I have also finished my BCom from Bangalore University. By the way, I've done all these things about 15 to 18 years back. So I've got more than 18 years of work experience as CA post my CA qualification. And I did my CPA in the US when I was living in the US way back in 2006, 2007, 2008. So it's been a long journey, but it's been a very interesting journey because I've started taking the coaching for all the future CPAs and CMAs and ACCAs in EduPristine. I've been taking sessions with EduPristine from the last 4-5 years, and I'm one of the visiting faculties. I handle all the subjects of CPA, whether it's FAR or BC or auditing or regulations. Of course, my favorite is FAR and regulation. Auditing is also interesting, but as you all know, it's boring, man, because it's a dry topic, right? But what to do? To be a CPA, you've got to complete that. Anyways, I welcome all of you formally once again. And we have 1 hour, but I've got too many slides to cover. I promise, most of the things will be more repetitive. And I want this session to be very, very interactive. The reason is, this is an opportunity for you guys to clarify your doubts. If I have an answer, I promise I'll give you an answer. But if you do not have an answer, if I'm not too sure about the answer, I would humbly request you to please talk to one of our counselors, because I believe in giving the right information to my students and to those people who seek advice from me. I don't want to misguide them, give them wrong suggestions or inputs. So having said that, let's jump directly to our first discussion. This is the kind of agenda that we're going to have. We're going to have an introduction about CPA, why you have to do CPA, and the details with respect to the requirements, who can become a CPA, what are the basic educational qualifications, experience that one should have to enroll or take up CPA exams. And of course, the last section is about why should you consider doing your CPA through Becca. By the way, let me also tell you at the beginning itself that when I was living in the US, I was working for Infosys, and I was transferred from Bangalore office to the US office. And that's when, Infosys, we had a tie-up with Becca. And I took up the course of doing my CPA through Becca. And I promise, one of the best institutions. Thank God that, Infosys had a tie-up with Becca. Thank God, I was able to do it with Becca. Why? Because you will understand as we talk that Becca is one of the leaders in this area. And as a student of Becca, I always have the pride to say that I was able to complete my CPA in the very first attempt with great marks, honestly, because of Becca. So that's because the way the Becca content is prepared is so good. It's very thoughtful, and we'll talk more about it. So guys, let's first of all understand why should you do a CPA. For that matter, any professional course. I wouldn't really This slide, I don't think I need to really emphasize on talking about CPA. You can do anything. It could be even a CA, it could be ACCA, it could be CMA, it could be any professional qualification in finance. Why? Because there is a huge demand of accountants, especially the professional accountants in every industry, every company that we are going to see, that we have seen now. You see almost all the companies, whether even a small time, midterm MSEs or MSME entities in India, also look for qualified professionals. They don't really need a chartered accountant. They don't really need a CMA. They don't need a CPA. They need somebody who can understand the things in a more faster manner, quicker manner, and help them in running their business. So remember, CPA is easier compared to other professions for sure, because you will see that it just has 4 papers as against CA or other courses where you have to do so many levels, you have to do so many trainings, and there's no guarantee of you clearing the exams as well. Okay, in short, there is definitely huge demand for all finance people, all finance professionals, because the companies are growing, the economies are growing. If we could talk about even India, guys, India is planned to be a $5 trillion economy of, in the next few years, another 5 years from now, 2025. That's a plan of our Prime Minister, isn't it? And if India has to become a $5 trillion economy, just imagine the amount of new startups, new companies, new enterprises that will be started in India. It doesn't have to be a startup in India. It can be any multinational companies that may set up its operations in India. It could be any kind of big brands that may start opening its operations branches in India. And they need professionals. They need some local people who has the knowledge, and they would definitely prefer to have somebody who's got this kind of qualification. Obviously, that will help them in getting more confidence about the way things will be handled in these operations. Okay. And if you see the kind of skills that is normally in demand, I've always seen that there's a lot of demand for auditors in the audit and assurance world. Similarly, there is a lot of demand, obviously, in the business and financial analysis, risk, and more importantly, a lot of financial management and tax matters. There's huge demand there. There's no doubt. I know. I'm pretty sure there will be some of the participants who are already must be having a CA qualification or CAS or CWA, or must be in MBAs and things like that. I'm pretty sure some of you must be already working in one of the some of the companies where you see that you are already doing some of these things, and you may be seeing, if you're not a CM, your CA colleagues are doing some of these things, and they always get superior salary and always are called for some discussions and involved in any kind of conversations. So guys, as I said, let's make this very interactive. If anything is not clear, do stop me and raise your hand, and we can always chat. So benefits and opportunities of doing a CPA, it goes without saying, right? I just said that Indian economy is going to grow, right? On the same lines, you see there is a huge demand for the US CPA for all the multinational companies, as long as they are US based. Why? Because I'm sure some of you must already know there is a regulation which mandates that any public company in the United States or having its shares listed on the United States Stock Exchange should have certification or should comply with SOX regulations, isn't it? So even if you are a company listed on NASDAQ or Chicago Stock Exchange or New York Stock Exchange, whichever stock exchange in the US, but you have a branch in India or in Singapore or in Australia or anywhere outside of the US, the company is required to ensure that they have strict internal control, and they need to, Dipesh, you got to wait about how many levels in papers, because I've got a slide on that. We'll cover that in some time. Okay. Good question. Just give me a few 5-10 minutes. We'll immediately jump into that. Thank you. So in fact, I'm pretty sure, Dipesh, there are other folks who may not know what is the real importance of doing CPA. Okay, that's the reason I'm just trying to have some tone set before we go to that particular section. Just give me 5-10 minutes. We'll be there. So guys, coming back to this, there is a lot of demand. There's no doubt, and as I said, I've seen personally a lot of companies which are US-based company, when they start operations in India, they prefer to have somebody who has CPA background, CPA qualifications. And I'm going to the next 4-5 slides or 6 slides that you're going to see is just a sample of some of the MNCs that you already know, some brands that you already know. And when they advertise about the requirements of a finance chief or director or accountant or VP finance and things like that, you will see the requirement. They always say that they would like to have a chartered accountant or a CPA or ACCA. In other words, this qualification is seen on par to Indian CAs. That's the point. You see, Barclays, for example, has had this requirement. McAfee, senior accountant, it had this kind of requirement. They had CPA, they also had CMA. Okay, listen, they wanted anybody who has done CA or CPA or CMA. Another one, KPMG. Another one from one of the leading infrastructure company in Hyderabad. They want an internal audit role. They wanted CPA or CIAs. So Amazon's, then you wanted CPA. And a CPA license is not a requirement for this position. They also say that you don't have to have a license, boss. As long as you're completed CPA, that's enough for me. And you see, the beauty of this is, I really like this requirement. Why? Because you see, they also say you need to have a knowledge of COSO, which comes only by studying this internal control or internal systems under this, in CPA, one of the topics that you will be studying. Anyways, look at this, another requirement. So like this, I'm just going to script these things because I'm pretty sure by now it's clear that you need to have there are a lot of demand for CPAs across, right? Right? And now, Dipesh, I'm coming to your question as to the reasons. So why don't you unmute and speak, guys? Reading a question and then, I don't want to misunderstand your questions. Maybe Jasneet Singh, would you mind unmuting yourself and speaking to me, sir? You can unmute yourself. Jasneet, are you able to unmute yourself, please? Yes, Arun, go ahead, unmute yourself. One moment. Are you not able to unmute? Jasneet or Arun, are you not able to unmute? Not able to unmute. Give me 1 second. There is always an option. Where technology at its best. Give me a second, guys. Oh gosh. There's no such option coming to unmute. Ek minute. EduPristine host, do you mind unmuting everybody, please? Could you please go ahead and unmute everybody? I don't know. There's some technical problem. I'm not able to see the option to unmute. Ek minute. Yeah, I just call up that guy. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to put myself on mute. I'm going to ask the gentleman to unmute. Sorry, guys. I think another few minutes, I think you should be having the option to unmute yourself. This is what happens sometimes. Anyways, I'll read out the question from Jasneet. He says, okay, me and my wife are chartered accountants in India from 2011. And if we want to settle in the United States of America and do CPA, what are the chances and what future holds for us? In fact, Jasneet, excuse me, if you want to live in the US, CPA will definitely be a great help because since you already have CA, you've already done your CA, completing your CPA should be very simple for you, very easy for you because of the simple reason that the concepts, the things that you have studied in CA is going to be repeated in CPA. So it's not going to be very different. So it's going to be easy. Point number one. Point number 2 is getting the opportunities in the US. It's possible. Only they recognize only the CPAs in the US, not the Indian CAs. Obviously, just like the way that's because they would like to have somebody who has a knowledge of the local regulations, the US cap and stuff like that. The opportunities are definitely humongous, sir. There's no doubt. Hey, 1 second. Okay. Yes, I got it. Yes, thank you. Bye. Yes, guys. I think I'm able to unmute everybody. Maybe Jasneet, I'm able to unmute yourself. I mean, you can go ahead and unmute and speak.
Yes, Suresh.
Hi.
Am I audible?
Loud and clear, dude.
Okay, perfect.
Yes, go ahead. You have any other questions?
Yes. Not exactly precisely what I have written. So you were giving me details on that. So you can continue.
No questions, is it? Okay. No problem. Okay, I see Ashwini Raj Pandey as unmuted. Go ahead. Guys, let's do this. Why don't you guys raise your hand and go on mute? I'll ask the person whoever has raised a hand to unmute and talk. Otherwise, it's going to be like everybody's going to talk. You guys go on mute, and maybe Ashwini, one day you can remain unmuted and talk.
Yeah. Hi, Suresh. Hi, Suresh. Am I audible?
Oh, yes, Ashwini, please.
Yeah, great. So, Suresh, I've been a CA dropout for almost a decade now, and I've been pursuing. I've been a finance manager with a US-based company, but I just want to take the next leap, and I was interested in pursuing CPA right now. So, what are my chances, and would it be easy for me or difficult for me since I've been a dropout? So, just wanted to reflect on that.
No problem, Ashwini. It's a very personal question, and I'm really glad that you have been so candid about this. Ashwini, honestly, I've seen a lot of my students who have actually, come to this profession or come to this field of, completing this professional course after 15 years also, and they have been successful. It is kind of difficult, to be honest, in the beginning, maybe for a couple of months, because you got to start focusing, forget about your family life. I'm sure you have a family, you got kids and things like that. So you have to just deviate from your, family life on the weekends, just for the sake of attending the classes and be focused on this. That way you will be, in other words, there will be small hiccups in the beginning, just maybe a month or two. But once you start, attending the classes, you'll see a lot of young faces, lot of young folks around us. Even I'm not that old, okay? We will see so many young people and we get charged because of those folks. And you will definitely see, Ashwini, that those guys will be one of the factors for you to complete exams. So keeping that part aside, as an individual, I love that, you have the aspiration to complete your, pursue this kind of a course and jump to the next level in your, professional career. And I'm pretty sure that you will be able to, do it. I'm not trying to sell this. I swear, this is not my job. It's none of my job to sell this. I will not sell it. I'm not going to get anything out of this. But my job is to motivate my boys, my people, to see if they can do it or not. And whether you take this course with EduPristine or not, you can always talk to me whenever you have time, and we can always chat personally about this. And my humble request is, since you have decided that this can help you to jump to the next level in your career, I can give it to you in writing that there is a huge opportunity, and CPAs are always recognized in Indian market, and there are wonderful opportunities today. Hope it answered your question, Ashwini.
Yeah. Great. Thanks, Suresh. Thanks for that.
Pleasure, and all the best, Ashwini. And thank you for such a lovely, personal question.
Yeah.
Janardhan Reddy, can you go ahead and unmute yourself? I think you wanted to ask something. Dipesh, you can go next. You go on mute now, please. Okay, guys. I think let's do this. A lot of questions I'm seeing on the screen, which I think will get answered if I can, complete the slide. But anyway, after Janardhan Reddy. Yes, Janardhan, go ahead. Janardhan Garu. Okay, he's unmuted, but he's not able to talk. Okay, guys, let's focus on these exam things, okay? Because a lot of questions I'm seeing, like Deepesh and all is trying to is very curious to understand the subjects and things like that. Okay, guys, getting a CPA license in the US is not simple and at the same time not difficult. Let me be very frank about it. There are only 4 papers that you have to clear, unlike CA, CPA, sorry, CA, CWA in India or CS in India, where you've got different stages like CA Foundation or CA Intermediate or whatever it's called, IPCC, then CA Finals, isn't it? And every stage has got at least 2 groups, and every group has got at least 3 to 4 papers, right? In total, you see, by the time you complete a CA, you would have done about 8 papers in finals, 6 to 8 papers in intermediate, which is about 15 to 16 papers you would have completed. You should complete before you can become a CA. But the beauty of CPA is you just have to do 4 papers, just 4 papers, guys, just 4 papers. And it is, you don't have to write all the 4 papers together. You can plan to write any paper anytime. You can choose the subject that you want to prepare and write. And after you complete the first paper, you are given 18 months to complete your other 3 papers. So let's assume let's assume Ashwini, I'll take your example, hope you don't mind. Let's assume Ashwini is giving his paper. Let's assume he gives BC, business. That's the easiest subject, and he takes it and he gets his results by, say, March end 2021. He clears this BEC paper. So from 1st of April 2021, the clock ticks. He is given 18 months, 1.5 years, by which he has to complete 3 more papers. That's all. So totally, you are given about 18 months to complete. What if you don't complete? For some reason, Dipesh, because he became very busy with his work, he's not able to complete 1 paper before 18 months gets over. Don't worry. The clock still asks you to write the first paper, that is business that you cleared, to be written first. Written again. That's all. Whatever you have completed will hold good. So in short, 18 months is the time frame for you to complete all the 4 papers. That is 1 plus 3 papers. And there are only 4 papers. Once you complete, will you be called a CPA? The answer is no, because there's one more exam called ethics exam to get a license. Okay, there is one requirement that you have to remember, and ethics exams is something driven by the state. Okay, let me also tell you that in India we have Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, which is driven from India. It's one body, one board across India. But US is different. US has one body called AICPA, but the state, the exams are also regulated by AICPA, but the licensing part, the eligibility to write the exams and other stuffs are driven by the state. So there are 50 states. So each state has its own unique set of rules. So we'll see some of them now. So for example, you see the general rule is that you need to have at least 5 years of college. That is 150 credit hours. A few states allow 120 or less. See, generally, they expect you to have at least 5 years of educational qualification, which is BCom plus MCom or BCom MBA, those kind of things. And in some cases, they say only 120 hours is more than enough. Some states allow that kind of exceptions. Okay. Like, for example, you see California, Virginia, and Tennessee, they accept BCom. Okay, I'm seeing questions flowing in. What is the scope of CPA? We saw that, Mr. Anil, in the beginning itself. We'll cover that again and give you some time. What is the age limit? There's no age limit, Anil. Can you write any of the CPA exams online? Yes, it's all exams are done online. I'm not able to pronounce your name, buddy. Katsai, K-U-D-Z-A, hi. I'm sorry, my apologies if in case I'm not pronouncing your name properly. The answer is yes, the exams are done online, but unfortunately you cannot write from anywhere that you think that you can. In other words, till last year, just before COVID, the exams for CPA can be given only in the US or in UAE. But thanks to COVID, NASBA, the body which regulates the exams, has allowed the exams to be held in India also. So we don't know how far they're going to keep this, but as long as there is an opportunity for you to write your exams, please do so. And you don't have to, you can save your money in terms of travel costs and things like that. Okay, so you can give your exams in India. There's no problem there. And again, when I say exams in India, it is going to be computer-based exams. You have to go to a Pro Matrix center And you'll be given a computer and of course the necessary systems, and question paper will be online. You'll just type your answers, just type an answer, no writing, no pen and paper. It's all computer exams. Okay. And then you're going, you want to talk, please sorry, you're unmuted but you're not talking, sir. Yes, Dipesh, I've unmuted. Can you go and unmute yourself and talk? Dipesh, can you unmute yourself? I've already unmuted you. I'm not able to follow you, Dipesh. Not able to hear your voice at all.
Oh, hi.
Yes, Parinita.
Yeah, sir, I have a question. I have completed my CA intermediate, and I have not completed my CA. So, can I do CPA?
I didn't understand your question, Parinita. Can you speak slowly? You've done what?
I've done with my CA intermediate.
Intermediate. See, okay, no problem. Dekho,
Yeah.
can you see this?
Yeah.
Yes. In fact, in fact, Texas is one state which allows you to write your exams. Colorado is another state which allows you to write it. In fact, I did my CPA from Colorado State Board of Accountancy. It recognizes CA, inter and CAs. Okay, so I think Colorado is another state which allows. In fact, every rule is unique, guys. Don't try to come to a conclusion that this is a state that I want to take. I don't want to take California. I want to take Texas as against California, or California versus Texas and things like that. In fact, you will see that you are eligible to give your exams in many states after a point. And you need to not only consider where you're eligible to write, but also think what is the timeline that you have to give your exams. What I mean to say is, see, I can give an example of my own case. Colorado State Board of Accountancy versus California. I was eligible to give my exams by taking either Texas or California, or even Colorado or some other state. If I just compare Colorado and California, I chose Colorado State. Why? Because it gave me 6 months to write the exams from the time I wanted to give my exams. In fact, that's one section in the slide. I will explain about that. There's something known as NTS, that is notice to schedule. You need to get a permission from the board that you want to write your exams. So when they give you the approval that you apply that you want to write an exam, it could be for any subject. I say, for example, I said I want to write business or regulation or auditing. Then from the day they give approval, I have 6 months to write my auditing paper. If I don't write, I have to get their permission again. But California gave me just 3 months. In other words, California rule is they give you only 3 months to any student to give their papers. You give their appear for the exams and as against Colorado, which was giving us 6 months. So this also becomes a parameter that you should consider. Okay. Yes, okay, you're still raising your hand, but I'm not able to hear your voice, Pa. Can you speak? I really want to talk to you, Dipesh. Yeah. From that time, this gentleman is trying to speak. Okay, Chandan, you have a question? Go ahead and speak, sir.
Hi, Suresh. This is Chandan here. So just wanted to understand the eligibility for this CPA. So I have done BCA and then MBA Finance.
Oh, you're eligible.
I do have around, so I'm eligible, right?
Yeah, because if you have seen the previous section, you need to have 150 credit hours, which means you need to have some basic qualification and MBA or MCOM and all that. So I think you are eligible. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay. See, if you see these slides, guys, BCom graduates is basic. In fact, I also remember when I was doing my CA, people said, don't do your BCom. I was doing both my BCom and CPA together. People said, why are you doing BCom, man? Don't do it. Thankfully, I did my BCom because to get a visa to the US, you need a BCom. Okay. Without that, they don't recognize you as qualified to get a visa. So if you see this, you can actually go to this website. I want all of you to make note of this. You can go to this section, click on, if you go to this website, you will be able to get to know your eligibilities, whether you're eligible to give your exams in this particular state and what are the requirements or regulations or prerequisites under each state. Yes, Muthulakshmi, you wanted to speak? You want to ask me some question?
We are planning to move to Mysore So I completed my BCom. Can I give the exams?
Only BCom may not be sufficient, Muthulakshmi. You should also have a MCom or MBA.
Okay, I have completed my first group of CA final, but still.
I think you should be eligible.
Can I write or?
Yeah, obviously. Because I told you, right? I think there was another similar question who had done intermediate. See, you are eligible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. So guys, this is just a roadmap to. Okay, Deepesh, go ahead. Baat kijiye.
Hello.
Yes. Sorry, Deepesh. Sorry, Deepesh. Yes, Kapil Arora, you have something to ask? Kapil, you had raised your hand, man. You have a question? You can unmute and speak to me, sir. What about Vicky? Vicky Chavla, she also has raised her hand. And yeah.
Hi, this is Vicky. I have a question on the notice to schedule. As you said that Colorado allowed 6 months, right, to write and versus California. So what is the current status of the California or Alaska? Is it only 3 months?
See, it's obviously irrelevant now. But anyways, yes, I think the rule has not changed yet. But as I said, it's better to always check before you finalize which state you want to take it up. But as of now, I think it's the same thing. Yeah.
Okay.
First of all, you need to first enroll it, and then we can talk about it. Yes, but good question. Yes, Kapil, you have a question?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I have done BCom and MCom from Rajasthan University, but I got second division. So, am I eligible to give a CPA exam?
So, I repeat your question, Mr. Kapil. You're saying you have done your BCom and MCom or MBA from Rajasthan University, right?
Not MBA, not MBA, BCom and MCom from Rajasthan University, but I got second division, not the first division.
That's okay.
So, is there any percentage criteria to fight the CPA exam?
No. No, sir.
Okay.
Good. Thank you. Yes, Anand Kulkarni.
Yeah. Hello. Good afternoon, Mr. I did my BCom from Karnataka University, and I'm pursuing MBA from Annamalai. So, can I get eligibility for CPA?
Yes. I think since you're pursuing MBA, I'm pretty sure by the time you complete or prepare for your CPA, you'll complete your MBA also, and that will be a substitute. That will be more than enough for you to become eligible and write your exams.
Oh, while pursuing MBA, I can do even parallel.
Yeah. See, at the end of the day, what is needed is when you're applying for your course, for the state, first of all, they have to enroll you as a student. So to enroll you as a student, you need to have this degree. So by the time you are complete your course, I'll put you on mute, sir. Okay, there was some disturbance. I'll answer your question. So what I'm saying is, by the time you complete your course or MBA, I mean CPA, right? Prepare for ready for giving your CPA exams. If you complete your MBA from the university that you mentioned, you will be eligible to enroll and give your exams. There's no waiting period and all that. You just become directly eligible. Yes, Mr. Anil Kumar, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Sir, I want to know that I have got a second division in my BCom and MCom. I am pursuing CA final as well. So, sir, am I eligible for take admission in CPA?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sir, is there any training or articleship required?
No, sir. No articleship, but if you have, I think there's one section where you would see that you need to have some experience, obtain work experience. You see.
Sir, work experience where, sir? I have experience in a private limited company as an accountant.
That's enough.
1.5 years, sir.
Yes, more than enough.
I have done my articleship also, sir.
So articleship will not be counted, but your work experience of 5 years will be counted.
So, sir, what is the fees? And sir, I don't.
आएंगे sir, आएंगे. एक minute. Just wait. I know I've got 56 slides, and we will. I think what I should do is maybe put everybody on mute. I'll complete my presentation, which will have answers to most of your questions, and then I think we can go for a Q&A. Is that okay?
Sir, please share your number. I will message you after that.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, thank you. I'm putting everybody on mute, guys, because I just want to complete this. There are a lot of questions that I'm seeing on the Q&A section also, which I think will help you to get answers for all your questions. Yeah, guys, if you see the steps for becoming CPA, as I said, first of all, you check your qualification. Are you eligible? Once you are satisfying, once you get your self-eligibility check and you qualify for that, you submit your application to the respective state. I know there's a question from Dipesh, which says which are the 3 best states in the US. There's no straight answer to your question, Dipesh. Every state is good. It depends on where you want to live in the US. If you want to practice in the US, it could be New York, it could be Texas, it could be Illinois, it could be California, Washington. It all depends on where you want to live. Okay, accordingly you can choose your state. If I say California is the best, but you're not eligible to give your exams there, what will you do? Right? The intention is that you want to complete your CPA. If that's the case, first look at getting yourself enrolled with some of the states, complete your exams, and then you just have to do what's it called, the ethics exams in other states, and you become eligible there also. Okay. What I meant how to choose, okay, that I answered. How do you get any exemptions from? There are no exemptions. There are no exemptions, guys. No exemptions. You have to write all the 4 papers. I've done my business management studies and MCOM in advanced accountancy from university. Am I eligible? Neelima, I'm not too sure about this BMS, but I think it sounds like you are eligible because the requirement is not that they look for BCom. They look for at least having 150 hours of course or the basic graduation course. If BMS is for 3 years and MCOM is for 2 years, which is the case, I think you're eligible, Neelima Malhotra. Okay. Now coming back to this, once you apply and get ready, you have to go for the NTS. I told you, right? NTS is nothing but notice to schedule. You need to first apply to the state and tell them that you are now ready to give your exam. FAR or BEC or auditing or regulation, or you can say I'm ready for all the 4. You can apply everything at one go, but within the 3 months or 6 months or 5 months, whatever the time period is, you have to give that exam. If you don't give the exam, again you apply, get the permission, write it. That's all. Then once you have this NTS, you have to, of course, before giving the exam, you got to prepare. You can prepare for the CPA and go to the Promatrix centers. It's a computer-based exam. You write the exams. Once you clear the exam, take your ethics exams. As I said, to get your license, you need to get your ethics exams cleared, and you can get the designation as a CPA. It's very simple. In short, if I were to put in simple words, choose a state, apply, study, and write your exams. That's all, nothing else. And this is just a structure of the exams, guys. What are the 4 papers, right? Somebody asked me. Auditing is the first, BEC or Business Environment and Concepts. FAR or Financial Accounting and Reporting is the 3rd one, and regulation is the 4th one. In fact, you can choose any paper that you want to write first. You can go with this one, or you can go with this one, or you can go with this one or this one. In fact, I wrote auditing first, then I wrote regulation. No, I wrote first this, then this. Oops. I wrote auditing first, then business, then regulation, then FAR. Oh no, I think I went like this only because I was attending classes like this. I was attending auditing first, then business. It was regulation. I was supposed to write regulation second, but because I was running out of time, I wrote business, then FAR, then regulations. Yeah. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. You can choose anything that you want. Yes, Vicky, you need to pay for that exam. You need to pay. NTS is nothing but that is the process of paying the fees for the exams. You need to pay for the exam fees. That's what we mean by NTS. And if you also see the type of questions you're going to get, it's more like multiple choice questions or Kaun Banega Crorepati. That's how I call that, MCQs. They give you 4 options. There's a question and they give you 4 answers. You need to choose the right answer. That is multiple choice questions. And you also have simulations, task-based simulation. When I say simulation, it's more like they give you a situation, then they ask you to comment on it. They ask you to put your respond to those questions. Again, in this, you'll see a lot of multiple choice questions. Some may be having written communication also. If you see business, you got written communications. When it comes to FAR, it's more like, they ask you to prepare the consolidated financial statement. Again, they'll give you all the answers. You just have to fill in the blanks, like cash and bank balance kitna hai, how much is the consolidated, accounts payable, how much is the revenue, how much is the minority interest, and those kind of things. It's all going to be very, very simple, because CPA Institute or NASBA or ASCPA doesn't believe in memorization. They expect you to understand and apply the concepts. And if you see, this is structure. All these papers are 4 hours each. All these papers are 4 hours each. Before this was 2.5 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 4.5 hours papers. Now they've changed it to 4 hours. All the papers are 4 hours in total. Okay, got it. Thanks. How many times these exams are conducted in the year? Give me few minutes, you'll get the answer now. Okay. As I said, what is expected out of you? Evaluation skills. You need to have analytical skills. You need to have skills to apply them. Of course, there are few things that you have to remember and understand before you apply them. So this is a kind of skills that is expected and you develop as you are going to give your CPA exams. And this is a kind of question pattern, guys. Remembering, understanding. In case of auditing, has about 30 to 40%, while business has got about 15 to 25, FAR has got 10 to 20, regulation has got 25 to 35. Obviously, this is higher because you need to remember the rules, right? Regulation is all about income tax rules, correct? An application, if you see, FAR and business has got highest, while auditing has got lesser amount. And when it comes to analytical, it is apply to all, and only evaluation comes in auditing, not for FAR or business or regulations. So don't worry about all these patterns. At the end of the day, if you know what exactly is the concept, what exactly is being asked, whatever format of the questions are going to come, you will be in a position to answer those questions. Okay, so these are just the sample of the topics that's covered. Okay, but this is not the complete list. It's just a sample. If you see regulation, there is a weightage of 15 to 25% on income tax on individuals. Companies or entities or partnership firms is about 28 to 38% weightage is given. Business law is about 10 to 20%. Professional ethics about 10 to 20%. If you come to the FAR, you got local and state government. In fact, the last 2 chapters in FAR is only about government taxation, government accounting, and about 5 to 15% of questions come from there. Financial accounting stands the major one, about 30 to 40% is taken care, and transactions about 20 to 30%. So this is just the allocation of the question pattern. But really, don't worry about it. When you enroll, when you are preparing, those things will be very visible in your very first sheet of your textbooks. Okay, I think this is something we already covered. I told you, right? You get 18 months from the time you complete your first paper. So the application, when you apply for the NTS, it may take about 2 to 4 weeks for you to get the response. Once you get the response, you appear for the exams. Normally it is 6 months. See, typically they give 6 months, but some states give you only 3 months. So you may not repeat a part in the same window. Okay. Once you pass the first part, you have got 18 months to complete the remaining sections. Once you get the first part results, once you clear it, from there 18 months is what you have to complete 3 more papers. Let's assume for some reason you are not able to complete it. Then whatever you completed next, let's assume you completed business, then you completed auditing. From here, countdown starts. So before this 18 months gets over from auditing, you have to complete your business. That's all. Okay. So this is just to tell you about the, when you write your exams in the month of, say, April or May, when you can expect your results. Generally, the results are expected within 3 to 4 months. If you see here, for July, August, they said, if you're giving exams on or before September 10th, you can expect the results within 19th also. You see, it depends, guys. I don't really have any reason why they take sometimes 2 weeks, sometimes 1 week, 1 month, or 2 months, but they just do this. Okay, this is also not relevant, right? When you have given the exam, when is the results expected? All this is irrelevant, because first you should understand your ability to apply for the exams. Yeah, this is very, very important, because this is going to tell you, understand how your 4 hours of your exam is going to be used. If you see the 4 hours, I told you, right? You got multiple choice questions and simulations. If you see the first MCQ tablet or testlet will have about say 30 questions or 45 questions. Then you can immediately, only after you complete this first testlet, you can go to the second test list. After this, you can go to this, then this. You cannot just say, I want to do this first, then I want to do the second, then I want to take this, then I want to come here. No, it's step-by-step process. Only after you click this and submit it, you can go to this one. Only after you click this and submit it, you can go to this one. And once you're submitted, you cannot open this. Until you have not submitted, you can play around, you can change your answers. And this 4 hours is continuous, okay? But remember, after your first task-based simulation, you get a mandatory break. You get I think it's 30 minutes of break you are given. Okay, but in between you want to take a break, you can do so, but the clock will continue to run. Clock will keep continuing to run. For example, say you completed my first testlet in 30 minutes. Before I go to the second one, I want to use a washroom. I can do it. I can run to the washroom, come, but 5 minutes I've used for washroom. I've lost that 5 minutes. I just have another, so whatever time that I've got to complete, I should complete it. But after your first testlet, you get a break, which was not the case with us. When I was a student, we did not have any such break. It was all continuous. So this is just to give you an example of how the simulation looks. You see, they give you a situation. They give you a situation like this, and they also give you the answers. Choose the right answer. See, these are the options. Choose the right one. You think it's difficult to write your exams now? It's easy, man. I swear. It's such an easy exam that you will understand once you enroll as a student and prepare for the exams. Whoever has said I've taken 10 years to, I discontinued my CA, I'm unable to complete after my CA intermediate, I'm struggling to complete my CA and all that, you guys will find this CPA very easy. In fact, I also know one of my students who was struggling to do CA. She completed CPA and went back and completed CA because the concepts that you are going to learn and study in CPA will be much more simpler, easier to understand compared to our CA. So this is another example of simulations. They give you consolidated, unaudited financial statements. Then they tell you, please choose the accounting standard that you have to follow for this. It's all easy. You will get it, okay? And this is the most interesting slide. I love this slide because this is going to give you guys the confidence. What is the percentage of pass rates? If you see, average percentage is 55% for auditing, 68% for business, 53% for FAR, and 64% for regulations. So overall, you see minimum 55% or 53% guys, which means your chance of completing an exam is more than 55%. Do you all agree? It's not like our CA, not like our CWA or CS, where it is difficult. It takes time. You just pass percentage is still about 3%, 5%, right? And this is the best part. Students who prepare with Becker pass double the rate of non-Becker students. Okay, why Becker? I think I'm not going to sell this, but I think at the beginning itself I told you guys, as a student, I have found Becker to be a superior material. It's superior to any institution. In fact, they give you all this, yeah. They give you multiple choice questions. They give you exam sets. They give you a lot of simulations. All these are previous exam questions. They're going to give you. They're going to give you a lot of online contents. You have multiple choice questions repeatedly. You can practice. They tell you how long you take to complete your exams. What is the time management that you should have? And if you have any doubts, you have online recorded videos that you can use to refer your concepts. If something is not clear, you can open this material and see what exactly this topic is all about. You have understood, then go further up. So this is how the multiple choice questions will look. According to FASB and IASB conceptual framework, the primary users of financial reports include all of the following except regulators, creditors, lenders, investors. See, you have to just choose the answers. And once you choose the answer, they also give you a reason why the A is right, or B is right, or C is right, or D is right. Got it? Understood? See, for example, this case person said B, but they say, sorry, A is the right answer because the rule, the users of financial statements are creditors, lenders, and investors, not regulators. Give you the reasons also. It's going to be that simple, folks. See, you will have a calculator, online calculator. You will have an experience of how you will give your exam. This is how the testlet will look. First, then second, then third and fourth. For example, you didn't complete the fifth one. You raise a flag. Then 13th you didn't do. Then 20 you didn't do. Okay, before you go submit, come back to the flagged ones. Come check your answers or handle it. This is how the mock exams will help you to prepare for the final exams. Okay, and one other thing that is provided by Becker is they provide you this flashcards. Flashcards are like, the simple piece of information, which is like, a reference section. There's a reference point. They help you to remember those concepts without, reading the whole topic. So there are more than 1,000 such cards. There is a help that you get by, having videos of lectures, multiple choice questions, simulations. And more importantly, EduPristine is owned by one of these guys. Becker is one of the owners of this EduPristine company, and they are present in India since 2008. And they are, they have successfully produced so many CPAs. I personally know how many students of mine are now CPAs working in major companies. They've got promoted, they've got better jobs, they've moved out. Okay, I also think, I'm just going to skip unwanted things, but talk to you guys about something very important. Okay, this is one of the ratings that we got from the students. It's not that, we have made it. It's a reality. We always, get a rating done after every session to see if the students were happy with the contents. Is there anything that we can improve? And we always have ensured that the requests of the students are always attended. And finally, you look at this, there's also placement assistance provided by Becker after your CPA. Okay, I don't want to keep talking about this. Now I think it's time to ask questions. Open the floor for questions. Come on, guys. Whoever has questions, go ahead and ask me questions. Yes, Paul. Okay, Kapil Arora.
Yes, sir, is there any negative marking in the MCQ question?
No, sir. There are no negative markings, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Hi, sir. Can you please explain me what is the ethics exam after completion of CPA exam?
Sure. It's like, what is your background, Parinita? You said
yeah, I've done CA intermediate.
You've done CA inter, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
In CA finals also, when you're writing your CA finals, in one of auditing has a topic about our
professional ethics.
Exactly. We talk about what a CA can do, what a CA cannot do, how can you advertise, whether you can solicit, whether you can take up some work and all that, right? That is covered in auditing here also. But to get a license, every state has its own set of unique rules. And remember, the exams that is going to be held now, or the 4 papers that we are going to see, is uniform for all states. All 50 states have the same 4 papers, same contents. Exams are organized centrally. But the state government says, fine, but I would like to have my own set of regulations to be known to my CPA who wants to work in my state. So they say, my rules are this, please get that clear. Study that and write. And in fact, it's very easy. Don't worry, it's very easy. And I see a lot of people. It's a bike, don't worry.
Okay, so we have to give separate paper for that ethics.
Yes. And that is doable only after you complete 4 papers. And you don't have to do it if you don't want a license.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, Chandan. Thank you, ma'am. I'm going to give chance to everybody who's raising hands. So feel free to ask, guys. Yes, Chandan Kumar, please.
Yeah, hi Suresh, this is Tanvi here. So in terms of placement, are you also providing assistance outside India as well?
I don't know, madam. You need to talk to EduPristine counselors. I don't think so, but you can still talk to them. I don't know. I don't want to give you a wrong answer.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, and means CPA is mostly valuable in US, right? So what about other countries?
There are opportunities, madam. There are a lot of opportunities, not only in the US, outside of US also. You see today also in Indian economy or Indian, most of the MNCs having offices in India, they also really look for CPAs because that helps them in handling the, books of accounts in line with US GAAP. So there are a lot of opportunities. I see a lot of people who have done US CPA getting employment in India, in Dubai, in Europe and Australia and things like that. So there's huge opportunity. If you're planning to settle down in Canada, please, instead of US, it's a straight cakewalk. You'll get there immediately.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other questions? Okay. Parul Singh, you want to go next?
Yeah, hi. So I am a chartered accountant. Like I qualified in 2019, and I have a BCom, but my BCom is from IGNOU. So there is an MOU between ICAI and IGNOU, and I have that BCom. So will I still be eligible for CPA?
You have the BCom, no? I think that should be sufficient, madam. In other words,
But
see,
it's
as
from
part of your,
sorry,
I was saying, as part of your application, you may also have to give your BCom certificates.
Right.
For them to know, validate that this is true and things like that. So you have that qualification. I mean, you have the convocation certificate, you have the mark sheets of BCom 1 and 2 and 3.
No, I don't. That is the thing. I just have one single sheet, mark sheet.
Okay,
and,
then I think I don't know. I don't want to give you a wrong answer, Parul. Why don't you talk to one of our counselors in EduPristine? They should be able to guide you on this.
Okay, and I have one more question. So I am a chartered accountant, and I don't really have plans of moving abroad in the near future. So will a CPA is a CPA actually beneficial, or should I just do I even need to do it? Is there any added advantage?
I told you, no, I'm a CA and a CPA. I'm living in India. Yes.
That's good. Okay.
Yeah.
But okay, great. So you think there's an added advantage?
Definitely. It is definitely. Any course, madam, Parul, right? Parul, any course will always be helpful.
Great.
Everything has its own importance. Everything has its own value in the right place. So don't worry. It has.
Thanks.
Thank you. Yes, sorry, Tarun Kumar. Then I go to Vicky. Tarun.
Hello, sir.
Yes, and sorry, Tarun. Guys, if you don't have questions, you've already asked questions. You can lower your hand. But if you still want to ask questions, please, raise your hand again. Yes, Tarun, go ahead.
Hello, sir.
Hi.
Sir, you are giving online classes or recorded classes?
A great question, Tarun. Wonderful question. In fact, I was expecting that to be covered in the slide. We have both, Tarun. I think the EduPristine has online classes as well as physical classes, offline classes.
Okay, sir. Okay.
They provide both.
Okay, sir. And how you help us in while applying the application in whole process, sir, from starting to end?
Yes, I told you, I think some of the questions I've asked you guys to talk to the counselors. Why? Because those guys are on the ground. They know the latest rules with respect to what registrations, where you will be eligible, what additional papers may be needed and things like that. Plus, they also guide you in understanding what is the process you need to follow for getting your certificate applications approved and which how do you apply for NTS and so on and so forth. They will definitely guide you on all that. And one more thing on the classes, Tarun, once you have enrolled and you have completed all the 4 papers classes, but still you want to come and attend another round of these sessions, you are always welcome. I think there are no charges for that. You are given chances to come and sit in the classrooms and get yourself updated and refresh, and you can always have that flexibility.
Okay, sir. Or is there any, sir, any physical institute in Delhi for physical face-to-face classes?
Delhi, yes. Physical classes are there in Delhi, in Bangalore, Chennai, Hyderabad, Mumbai, Pune also. Yeah.
Is there any chance for the face-to-face classes?
Yes, sir. Physical classes ka matlab wahi hai na? Sorry, I meant physical classes means we're going to have a physical classroom where you'll have a
face-to-face.
Face-to-face class. Yes, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Please, and I'm not sure about the sessions when they're starting. Talk to the EduPristine folks in Bombay or in Delhi. They'll be able to guide you on when exactly the sessions are going to start.
Oh, okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Sir.
Yeah. Thank you. Yes, Vicky Chawla.
Yeah, sir. So
yes,
I had a question which someone had already asked, that he's a finance manager and it's been almost 10 years that he's not in touch with studies, right? And you gave an example that you have some of these students which are like 15 years not in studies, and they also appeared for CPA and they cleared, right? So I was asking, is there any statistics with Becker or EduPristine which says that, okay, these many students who had not been in touch with study for almost 10 years, but they cleared in first attempt, or they took time of 1.5 years to clear all the, is there any statistics? Because that will give us confidence saying that, okay, yes, I can, enroll and I can clear. By the way, I'm also a chartered accountant, but it's been almost 15 years. I'm not in touch with studies, right? So point is, like, to get that confidence, do you guys have any statistics which tell us, okay,
I'm not too sure about that database. I don't have it upfront, but I can ask one of these guys to share that with you and of course, Mr. Ashwini, so that it helps you. I can definitely tell them to see if there is any such database which they can send it to you. But if I was you, Vicky, I am also a chartered accountant with 18 years plus experience. Okay, if somebody says, Suresh, you want to write any exams, I'll be ready for it. You know why? I don't care about my age. I don't care about my experience or the fact that I'm not in touch with my papers. As a chartered accountant or any professional, we are always in touch with our papers, man. We always keep updating ourselves with all the latest regulations and the changes in the accounting standards and things like that. So it should not be a difficulty for you, for sure.
Yeah. So I'll just give you background about me.
That's okay, sir. I don't want to have a very personal, private conversation. Yeah.
Okay, because I'm working in IT company, so I'm not in touch with taxes and all this stuff. That's the reason.
No problem, sir. But you know what, Vicky, if you're interested, as I said, it's just a question of 1 or 2 weeks or month or two. And once you're there, you'll get charged. I know.
Okay.
But anyways, I'll ensure that, you get the database.
Yeah, that would be great.
And send it to you. Definitely.
That would be great. Thank you.
All the best. Yes. Apil, you have another question?
Yes, sir. Sir, I have a question regarding that. Is there any working experience required before giving CPA exam? Hello. Sir, am I audible, sir?
Sorry, sir. There was some.
How much
coming back? Sorry, can you repeat your question, sir?
How much work experience required before giving CPA exams?
I think you need to have 2 years or 6 months to one year of experience, sir. I think 1 year to 1.5 years. Sorry, 1.5 years of experience. 1 to 1.5 years.
Is there any specific field which is required for
Generally,
CPA
they expect
exam?
you to have experience in accounting.
Sorry?
In accounting.
Okay.
So if you can show that you worked as an accountant, you have worked in a finance department, that should help you.
Okay, sir.
Great question, man. I like it. Yes, Pavan Bora.
Sir, good afternoon, sir.
So good afternoon, sir. Sir, it's already 1 o'clock. You know what? I'm still going to be there, and I know there will be a lot of questions, and I want to ensure that everybody's question gets answered. Okay. So if in case anybody feels that it's already 1 and you want to hang up and you want to listen to other questions, you can hang on. Don't worry about the time. I'm going to be hanging in here for some more time. Go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, the first thing is that since even I'm also a qualified CA, and right now I'm working in a CA firm. So how bakers will be able to help in that? In like whether they'll be giving us any time management or any schedule how we can follow or anything?
Okay, so let me repeat your question, Pavan. You're trying to understand, will there be any kind of time management skills taught to you for preparing for exams? See, what will happen is, Pavan, first and foremost thing is you need to understand that these classes will be most probably in the weekends. Why? Because people like you will be already having a day job, and it's difficult for you to come out of the job and attend the classes. So the sessions will be happening on Saturdays or Sundays, and in addition to that, you will have to have a deadline when you want to give your exams. And accordingly, we will help you to ensure that you are on the track and give your exams as per the timelines that you have. If you are not ready, I know some of my students, even after 2 years, have not given their exam because they say, I'm busy, sir, sir, audit keeps coming up, sir. Auditor, tax auditor, statute auditor, GST auditor, so busy, sir. But unless the student is ready, how can we help? So, but if students are focused, if they want to complete the exams at the end of a particular timeline, we always ensure that they complete it by hand-holding them. In fact, one humble request to all of you, whether you take your exams or not, folks, if you are enrolling, okay, please remember that you have a deadline. And if you're my student, I'll ensure that you guys have to complete the exam within 18 months. Maximum 18 months, maximum. Worst case scenario. I completed everything in 8 months because I was in the US and I was also working. But advantages, I had a deadline, I had to complete it. I completed in 8 months. I just took 8 months. When I can do it, you guys can also do it, man. Exams can be done in India now. 8 months mein kar sakte hain aap log. So Pavan, so you will have a lot of support with you. Don't worry. And getting additional qualification like this will help you, boss. I swear, it definitely means a lot. And one of the reasons why I'm able to take sessions is because of this, and most of the answers I'm able to give is because of my own personal experience as a student, as a CPA student.
Correct.
Right?
Yes, sir. And sir,
Yes, sir.
just one more thing, sir. Now, since I'm working in the audit firm, the experience what I'm gaining in this firm will be counted for my
Yes,
CPA
sir.
exam.
Very
also?
much, very much, very much.
Fine, fine. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome, Pawan. Thanks for the questions. Yes, who wants to go next? I see Anuj Jain. Anuj? Anuj Jain, you raise your hand. You can unmute and speak. Okay. Keshav Goyal, I think Anuj. If you're talking, you're on mute, sir. Keshav, go ahead, sir.
Hi, Suresh.
Hi, Keshav.
So my question is regarding the number of hours a person is required to dedicate to this course. Like, if I'm a working professional, how many the quantity of hours I have to allocate to clear the exam?
Great question, Keshav. Very nice question. I would urge that you please spend at least 1 hour every day. That's all, not more than that. And for example, let's assume that you are doing your FAR paper today. I mean, you have started your FAR classes. Let's assume we are at the beginning of Feb, and March. By end of March or mid of April, you will complete your FAR paper. And let's assume you are planning to write the exam by end of April or early May. If you're studying almost daily, 1 hour, why 1 hour? Not that you're going to read the textbook. That 1 hour is needed for you to complete your MCQs. The real secret of completing your CPA course is lying in your MCQ practice. More and more multiple choice questions that you answer, you are ready to give your exams. At least I request my students to do at least 3 times. Revision is needed. 3 times you have to practice and you're done. And you'll see, wow, this question I know, I read it somewhere. Wow, I know the situation. I know this. In fact, I'll give you a small story, guys, before you can. In other words, not exactly a story, an analogy. We all remember, right, when we were students in LKG, UKG, or first standard, second standard. What used to happen is we used to have the full academic year, a lot of things being studied. But just before the final exams, a month before the final exams, our class teacher used to give us that 30 questions of revision questions or 40 questions of revision questions. Do you all remember? You remember that, Kesha?
Yeah.
And what used to happen? We used to only prepare those 30 questions, 40 questions and go to the exam hall, and the questions used to come from those 30, 40 questions, right? And we used to clear the exams. Why I'm telling this is, this Becker material is similar to that revision questions. See, I know a lot of people in the call is a CA. In CA, what is to happen? We should study right from the first textbook to the last textbook, each and every case law, section, subsections, notifications, be aware of everything. Correct? But in the CPA, that is not what is expected. You are expected to know the concept. So what this Becker will do is, they'll give you a material which is very, 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 very thin. In the sense, they will just get you the material that is relevant from the exam point of view. You don't have to study. That is not at all required from exam point of view, which means there is definitely reduced efforts required from your end. Second thing is, they give you multiple choice questions from the previous exams, which has been frequently asked, and there'll be a lot of things, you will get to know once you complete your MCQs, that will boost your confidence of giving exams. So in short, you have to just see Becker as if your class teacher giving you those 30, 40 questions. And that's it. With that, if you know those 30, 40 questions, you're sure to clear your final exams. Your Becker is doing that. It's a great institute. I have personally was a student, so I know the worth of doing the material from Becker or course from Becker.
Okay.
Any other questions, Keshav?
And one more question, like the number of classes and the hour per class, like how is that the timetable for that? Like their number of classes, like 50 classes and 3 hours each for one class. Like
every class or every subject will have at least 2 months to 2.5 months of closure. So the classes will be held on Sundays, physical classes. I'm talking about physical classes. Generally, it's about 5 hours of class in a week.
Okay.
So 9 to 2, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. Yeah, 9 to 2 will be the classes. And within 2 months, you will complete one paper. So within 8 months, you will complete all the 4 papers. You are ready to give your exams in the 9th month or 10th month. or you don't have to even attend one of the classes. You can say, get lost, I don't want to attend the next batch. I don't want to attend the next subject. I will complete my FAR, for example, give the exams, skip one, then do the other one. Then you can always come back and do the course, do the subject which you skipped. You can attend the classes after a year also.
Okay. Hi, sir. Where can we get the Becker exam study material?
Through EduPristine,
Okay.
Parinita, yeah. Hey, Becker is very good. Yeah, you can see a lot of other people in the market, but according to me, Becker is a pioneer. They are the industry leaders. Honestly, I'm not. Nobody gives you anything from Becker. I really wish Becker can listen to my way of talking about Becker. But I'm telling this because I'm a student. I was a student of Becker, and when I today take sessions of Becker materials, I see how much of value that can bring to the students and how they make things easy for the students. Okay, yes, I see still Anuj Jain, Tarun Kumar, Keshav Goyal, and Vicky Chawla raising their hands. And Kapil, you also have a question? Anuj, yes, you're unmuted. Can you speak?
Hey, hi, Suresh.
Hello, Jain.
Yeah, Suresh, I was asking this question, how many times they conduct this exam in a year? So you might have seen like CA Institute in India, they conduct the exam twice in a year. So how about CPA?
I think it was covered in the slide. I think the exams they've got 4 windows. They've got 4 windows, Anuj. I'm just trying to see which slide had that. Even if it is not, it's okay, but there are 4 windows. Jan, Feb, then then April, May, then 1 month gap, then it's every quarter you got two months to write exams. Not able to find it.
So every quarter we have 2 months.
Yes.
So we have enough window to clear the exams.
Oh yeah. That's the reason I told one of our friends who was asking this question. I told him, Keshav, right? Keshav was saying, if I was him, I'll say, first FAR classes are done. I'll focus on FAR exams. I'll complete it. If EduPristine is continuing the classes, let them continue. I'll skip that next subject. Let's assume business. I'll skip that, give my exams. Then I'll join for the next chapter subject, which is auditing, for example. I'll prepare for it. Regulation is the next one, which I'll skip, and then come back for business. Which what I mean is, if I attend my classes, 1 paper, 1 subject, give the exam, then come back, another subject, write the exams, come back, another paper, subject I attend, complete the exams, come back. As long as I complete within 18 months, I'm good. Sorry, man, I'm not able to find that. Yeah. Did that answer your question, Anuj?
Yeah, definitely. That's what I wanted to know. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other? Okay, Kapil, hey, yes. Yes, Kapil, you can speak. I think you have unmuted yourself. Go ahead. Sorry, Kapil, if I'm not able to hear you at all. Folks, any other questions?
One more question, Suresh.
Yes, Keshav. Please feel free. No, don't say sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, are there any states that which do not require that NTS window of like 120 or 180 days?
No, sir. I think every state has that minimum the state that they give you the timeline. You have to complete it. So, in fact, only you're ready. Only after you become comfortable with that particular subject, Keshav, that's when you apply for that particular NTS. Let's assume that you're eligible to write your exams in, say, we'll take some of the state. Let's say like New York City, New York State Board. Okay, you have enrolled, but you don't have to apply for NTS. Still, you're confident that you can go and give your regulation paper or business paper or FAR paper. Till then, you don't have to pay for the exam fees.
Okay, and one more thing, like I have applied for like one state board for my eligibility for like accreditation of my degrees. So, what is the time window that they give you the heads up that now you can enroll and write?
Maximum 4 weeks, okay, sure. They take 4 weeks maximum. Yeah.
If I start in the month of like Feb, then I can get at the end of March month that I am eligible to appear for any of the exam.
You're right.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
Hi, sir.
Yes, sir. Hi.
Yes, sir. Just wanted to know that what will be the overall cost involving in getting the course done, sir?
Very good question, sir. I don't know why that slide is not being presented here, but the cost, I think, it will cost you close to, I think the material itself, I'm not sure what is updated fees for Beckham. The material, the support, everything is about, it should be around under 1 lakh rupees or 1,25,000 if I'm not wrong. And you have to pay separately to the board for the exam fees. And exam fees are approximately about $600 to $700. It varies from the state to state.
That is for each of the section.
Total, all 4 papers together is what I was saying.
Okay. So, sir,
and because you have an opportunity to write exams now in India, there is no travel cost. That's the savings that you have.
Is there any brochure, updated brochure or anything, sir?
So what I will do is I'll ask these things to be shared with all the participants today by EduPristine. I'm sure they will be reaching out to you so that, if you still have any further questions, you can see. My request is, guys, throw all the questions. Don't worry. And if there's anything that is not being answered, call our help desk, or I'll share your numbers and we will ask them to contact you. I'm sure they will be reaching out after this. And please feel free to ask any questions that is unanswered or anything that you are not able to ask here because of technical issues. Ask them. Okay, I'm sure you will be reached by them, and you can feel free. And you can also negotiate about the installments, EMIs, and all that. I think that's also some of the questions that I see that in the screen, so you'll get it. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Good.
Hi, Suresh. This is Vicky.
Yes, Vicky.
I think one of the question you answered that 1 hour is enough to study, right? So I hope that you said that if someone wants to complete that in 8 months window, which you did, because you said you were in US and you were working also.
Yeah.
So do you think if I target say 8 months from now, 1 hour of study is enough to clear all 4 papers? And of course, as you said,
Saturday, Sunday, you have to study.
Yeah. Okay.
But yes, of course, and on jokes apart, yes, very sure. See, when I was in the US, I was writing exams in the US because exam centers were in the US. Now you have the same opportunity. You are in Bangalore, you have exam centers in Bangalore, you can give exams in India, right? So, which means you can. If you're not in Bangalore, if you're in Delhi, there is Mumbai, there is one. Chennai, there's one. So you just have to get ready, give exams. 8 months is more than a maximum 10 months. Don't drag beyond that. I personally will not like my students dragging beyond 10 months or maximum 1 year. Yeah. Beyond that, nothing.
So you will also part of the faculty here?
I am one of the faculties who take sessions for the CPA, CMA, and ACCA in Bangalore.
In Bangalore.
Okay. Are you from Bangalore, Vicky?
I am from Mumbai.
Mumbai. Okay.
And
I'm sure there are more competent folks who will be handling these subjects in Mumbai also. So you'll be in safe hands. Don't worry.
Okay. And second question I had, which I don't.
And just to add, sorry, Vicky, in case you still want anything to be clarified, and if you think Suresh is good, I'll talk to Suresh. You can always get my number from these guys from EduPristine and call me. I'll personally give you the advice, because I love teaching, man. I'm also one of the finance directors in one of the multinational companies. I do this because of my passion.
Okay.
Sorry, Vicky, you had another question, right?
Yeah. Second question is, as you said, for example, I want to appear for 2 papers at one go in one of the quarter, right? Do we have, for example, in CA exams, we used to have today 1 paper, next, for example, I'm appearing for 1 group, right? And there are 4 papers in CA final. So you have to have today once, tomorrow next, and then 3rd and 4th, right? There is no holiday in between or no gap in between. I guess I had understood that in CPA you can even do that if I want to appear far today and then I want to have a gap of 2 days and then appear for business.
You have to choose your day when you want to write your exam.
For example, I can take those 2 days gap
on the same day also. 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon also you can write.
Okay, so I have that flexibility. So at least I can do studies for 2 days and then appear for the next paper.
Exactly. In fact, most of the students before, when they were writing exams in Dubai, they used to always give 1 day in between.
Got it. So that you get enough time to do
revise yourself.
Revise. Okay.
Good. Nice questions, guys. Any other questions, folks? No? Wonderful. Thank you very much for all the wonderful questions, people. I'm really impressed, and I wish you guys all the very best. Whether you're going to take up the course or not, it was definitely an honor to meet all the wonderful talents. And I really wish that you guys take a right decision in your life. And please do. Okay, somebody wants to ask a question now. Ranpal Sharma, you want to ask a question? Ranpal Sharma, you had raised your question. Yes, sir. Tell me. Sagar, you are Janardhan Reddy. You have a question?
Yes, sir.
Tell me, sir.
Actually, I'm completed MCOM, sir.
Yes, sir.
Still, I'm now working under CA.
Mm-hmm.
Any use to do this CPA course?
Definitely, sir. You can actually, if you're not work, if you want to join any multinational companies, this course will help you, sir. It'll help you, sir. It'll help you a lot, definitely.
Help you, sir?
Yes, sir, definitely. You can work in some multinational companies as accountants, as finance managers.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. And all the best, Janardhan Reddy. Finally, I was able to talk to you. Thank you. Yes, Ranpal Sharma. Okay, Anuj Jain. You still have a question?
No, Suresh, I already asked. Thank you.
Okay, that was fair. Thank you. Good, guys. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday, and stay healthy, and let's be in touch. And any questions, don't hesitate. You can always reach the help desk. The counselors will be helping you. They will be more than happy to guide you in taking the right decisions. Thank you all. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Suresh.
Suresh, bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.